Good friends, I believe you saw the coin. It packs a very important story, packs a lot of story. It tells a story that started in the land of Israel and reached its zenith in the land I call Igboland. In the land, I repeat, I call Igboland, in the modern country called Nigeria. This coin was looted from the land of Israel, and the Israeli Antiquities Authority just recovered it. What did you see on that coin? The palm tree. The palm tree was one of the most ancient symbols of biblical Israel. Let me read from a prepared text before I make my comments. Tell me why I wouldn't call a person who is mischievously skeptical about Igbo's Israelite origins. Tell me why I wouldn't say that such a person is an uneducated illiterate and an anti-Semite. I would say that the person is an uneducated illiterate because from every angle that you look at the Igbo people and look at the Israelites of the Bible, they are like twins. So if you do not know this, and you do not humble yourself to learn, we can call you an uneducated illiterate because you are not humble. We will also call you an anti-Semite because I have taken time to understand what fuels some of the skepticism. Just as the anti-Semite says that the state of Israel should not exist, the anti-Semite understands or thinks that one of the surest way of hurting the Igbos is fueling the confusion about the identity of the Igbo people. The anti-Semite realizes this. What do you see on the coin? The palm tree. It was one of the most important symbols of ancient Israel. To Igbos, it was the tree of life. So it was called by a British colonial anthropologist who lived with Igbos for 40 years in the early part of the 20th century. I'm talking about the 1920s. He lived with Igbos and discovered that Igbos would not do anything without using one or two or three or four parts of the palm. By the way, this is my own observation, which I must admit, I believe in giving credit to whom credit is due. I worked on this with my friend and brother, anthropologist Jim Madike. He has degrees in anthropology. By the way, the celebration of the Igbo marriage, which provides the basis for bringing life, bracket children, even derives its name, Ebanku, from the palm tree. I will digress a bit. My esteemed friend and brother, Rodney Frederick, an African American of Igbo origins, reviewed a part of this book that says that If a man produces a child with an Igbo maiden, if an Igbo man produces a child with an Igbo maiden he is not married to, the child will not be his. The child will belong to the father of the maiden. This is the standard you find in the Hebrew Bible. There is no reason why you should benefit from an illegality. The Hebrew Bible is clear. The Hebrew culture, which is Omenana, is clear that if you want children, get married. So what am I saying? The fact is that hitherto unexplored and undiscovered verities about the unique people, the Israelites, otherwise known as the Igbos, or if you want to use the English term, Hebrews, have been discovered by us. Probably our discoveries attract skepticism because it is us who made the discoveries. If some other people had made these discoveries, they would have been championed right round the world. By the way, I want to say that even though the Igbos have been pushed out, rejected, viewed with skepticism, I am a scholar. I will not make the mistake that the people I referenced made. The other members of the Israelite family are also descendants of the Hebrews. I explored this in this book. I worked on the origins of the other members of the house of Israel. I used the similarities between their cultures and the culture of the Igbos to prove that they are also descendants of the Hebrews. And the groups that are not related to the Hebrews, that people have tried to also include in the family, I was clear that I need proof. Some of you may be wondering why I give this subject all the attention I do. Some have been bold enough to say this subject is not central to the Igbos. Why do you make it such an important subject to you? Why is it your passion? It is my passion because in it are the seeds of Igbo recovery and survival. I was telling my good friend and brother, Rabbi Mataya Sodo, this afternoon, that if the Holy One of Israel had not lit the fire we are seeing today, the work championed by the group called the Men and Defenders, in not too distant a time, maybe in 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, or 40 years from now, people would say there was a people called the Igbo people who existed. We don't know where they are today. The Igbos have gotten to the level that they think that exile is good. My friend and brother again, Nzemeka Maduewesi, shared a piece of music with me via WhatsApp. And this guy, who would do everything to make the Igbos improved, lamented the Igbos are even eulogizing exile. Igbos think it's a great thing that they are scattered all over the world. But by the way, they are to be forgiven. They don't know. If they know why they are scattered all over the world, they would lament. So I'm putting down all these works because I know that they will come in handy. They are already coming in handy. we can see African Americans of Igbo extraction lapping them up, buying the books, studying them. In spite of what they have achieved in the world, the African economy is the 11th largest economy in the world. In fact, the African Americans are the only branch of the people misrepresented as the black race that we can say that they have kept up with the rest of humanity. But the branch of this family that came from the Igbos think that it's very important that they study their culture and their history. So one day, I will now use the views of my good friend Professor Peter Nabude, a senior professor, a senior academic, what he said when he was reviewing my The Igbos and Israel, an intercultural study of the largest Jewish diaspora, which you'll find on Amazon. He said, Remy, one day, these hundreds of thousands, these millions of Igbos that are being produced all over the world will demand, who are we? He said, then your works will come in handy. That is why I'm making videos, writing. What can you do to help? Just subscribe. Share. Share these videos. Urge your friends to subscribe. We want to have 50 million people on this channel. Also, buy our books. Anytime you buy a single book of Remy Ilona, you would find about 15 on Amazon. You are subsidizing the cost of these books, making them available to your brothers and sisters in Nigeria and in Igboland. Have a pleasant night. Thank you.